What is up, YouTube? I am Reckless, and today I have a really good gameplay for you. And I was going to make like parts of it great moments in S&D and kind of chop it up, but the whole gameplay I feel was just pretty good. I wind up going 20-4 with 3 captures, which was crazy. And as you'll see, my team kind of gets carried, and I kind of get a little frustrated with the way that they play, but you'll see all that. So what I decided to do instead of make this a great moments in S&D and chop it up is kind of talk about my strategies in this game mode, and also for this specific map, because like these strategies don't all work on all maps. It's you kind of have to figure out which strategies work on what maps and stick with them. And that's something I'm learning about Ghosts in general, in Search and Destroy, Search and Rescue, and you know, the non-respawn game modes. It's basically you have to change up your strategy every map. You can't just kind of default back to what you're used to like you could in previous Call of Duties. So I'm learning a good lesson from this game mode, and I'm really happy because it's actually improving my Search and Destroy game. But as you can see, starting right here, I did the same thing kind of the first round, but especially on this map. But if you can, you always want to try and have your rushing player, if you have a rushing player or a designated rusher, you want to try and have them rush the enemy's home flag as fast as possible. This especially works on this map because everyone spawns so far away from a flag, yet the enemy team still feels like they need to capture their home flag, or what would be their home flag. But as you can see, I spawn just as close, or almost as close to A as I do to C. So if you have lightweight marathon on, then you can, you know, just rush their home flag, and 99% of the time you can catch them off guard. But as you saw last round, they started to, or I got him so bad the first round because I got both of them, but then the guy captured his home flag, and he was able to bring his teammate back before I killed him. But as you saw in the second round, they expected that, and they had a guy watching the cross. So if I wouldn't have taken that other route, I for sure would have been dead. On the flip side to this, I mean, I know this kind of sounds redundant, but trust me, there are some people who won't get this. But if you always need to leave someone with good gun skill behind as well, whoever is staying back at what would be your home flag, that person also needs to be expecting this kind of push. Because if you're facing a decent team at all, they're going to send someone forward as well. And whoever's staying behind on your team needs to be comfortable enough to at least try and stop that push. So right here is where the enemy team joins in, and what I tell my team to do, but they don't listen, and this is another strategy no matter what map you're on, and that is have someone stand next to your home flag. Like if you have someone in your team who's rushing like I am on this map, if you have someone who's rushing to the enemy flag the whole time, stand by your home flag and wait to cap it, and then if that person dies, then cap your flag and bring it back. Because I mean, I know I'm trying not to sound like any cocky here at all, but when especially when your whole team is not doing as well as you are, and someone is doing well, you want to try and bring that person back. I don't know, I was getting a little frustrated because I kept telling them, just wait a few seconds, and if I die over there, then just bring me back. That's the whole point of this game mode, and the whole point of the flags is to be able to do that, so you need to take advantage of it. There are two things though, and this is why communication is important, is you always want to at least leave one person back, because there are two things you don't want. As you can see in this video, you can see how easily I can make it to the other team's flag, so you don't want someone to be able to rush you like that, and you also don't want everyone to die right off the break. Another strategy that I use in this all the time is always have your scoreboard open. I know that sometimes it's nice to see the kill cam and the kill feed and things like that, especially if you're you know, trying to get YouTube clips or something like that and you want to catch the kill feed. But let's be honest, it's way more helpful to your team if you win. And seeing who is alive and who all is dead at the moment, especially in this game mode, whenever that can change so drastically and people come back and leave, or come back and die so frequently, that it is extremely beneficial to always know who is alive and who's not. Something that's very important, and it's the reason we lost this round, is you always need to make sure that someone is near an objective at all times. I had just gotten revived and I was running, and then as you saw, I got distracted by the dog, and they took that opportunity to push B, which was the only flag that we had. So if someone would have been there to stop that push, that we wouldn't have lost that round so easily. And my other teammate, he was over by A, or he wasn't by A, but he was in that area. But if he would have been closer to A, he could have hopped A. And if I couldn't have stopped the push, he could have hopped A, and we wouldn't have lost that fast. So just always make sure you're in a good position at all times. Speaking of a good positioning, if you're in a 1v1, it's kind of hard to do, right? So what you can do is wait by a flag that you don't have captured. And instead of trying to hunt down the other person, you can wait, and then let's say I'm over there by C like I was, and I'm just kind of waiting it out, looking for the person. If I'm in a 1v1 or 1v2, that's a little more risky, but if you want, you can always, if they start to capture A, then you obviously know that they're at A, and you can go, and that's a BS death right there, but you can go ahead and hop your flag because you know that they're on the other side of the map. On the flip side, if you're trying to clutch out the round, if you only have, like, if you don't feel safe hopping the flag because you think that there are other people around, then you can always bump the flag and then run off, and then when someone comes to check it, like if you have 3 enemies alive or something, whenever they come to check it, then you can, if you're confident in your gun skill, then you can come and pick them off. That's kind of an old tactic, obviously, that from Domination that a lot of people use as well. The main thing you have to keep in mind is just be careful when you're outnumbered. If, like I said, if you can bring back your team, always do that, always. But like I said, it's sometimes you don't feel safe grabbing the flag. There are some times where you do need to clutch up. But, you know, if you feel safe hopping the flag, then hop the flag. The last little tip I have for you today is map specific, and I'm surprised a lot of people still don't know about it, but right there, if you hop up on that drone, obviously it wouldn't have worked for that enemy because of where I was standing, but if you hop up on that drone and push up against the railing, you can secure the B flag. It's a great way to remain unexpected, which is what you need to do in this game mode. And right here, I get 1, 2, and 3 crazy shots at range with the MTAR. I go for this last kill, but my teammate cleans him up and messes up my quad feed. But that's alright. It was a good gameplay nonetheless. Let me know what you guys thought down in the comments. Also, let me know the tactics you guys are using for this game mode. I'm curious to hear what you have to say. If I think of anything else, I will be leaving it in the comments. Leave a rating if you wouldn't mind. A like is appreciated, but if not, as always, that's cool. And this has been Reckless, guys. If you can't take it easy, don't take it at all. Peace.
Hardpoint is ours.